So today I want to go over a pretty good laser level that I really like for doing layout and pretty much anything on a job. And that's the DeWalt DW0822. And it's this guy right here. This thing is definitely one of my favorite levels from all the different laser levels I've used. It's pretty good, pretty rugged, real solid. It's got good rubber molding around it. Seems like a pretty hard plastic here. And check out these magnets. These magnets are some real heavy duty magnets. And it's got like these little rubber little bumpers here, or whatever you want to call them. And then you got underneath it here I think it's a 5/8 thread here, and then you have a 1/4-20 thread if you want to thread it onto like a stand, or you could rig something up on the job, like using 1/4-20 mount thread or something. One of the reasons I bought this because I'll do a lot of lighting layouts, or especially like a remodel, or let's say you're doing pendant lights over a countertop for somebody. You want those things to lay on the countertop perfectly, so you measure out where you want them to light over the countertop, set it up, push the button on, and it'll shoot the light up and down to the point where you marked it on the countertop. So you can get those lights perfectly laid out. I also use it a lot for receptacles. So it comes with this nice hard plastic case, which I love because I've seen so many of the lasers come with like a little pouch or even nothing at all. And I don't really get them. I mean, these things can be so delicate. I mean, even though it might be real good quality, they're expensive, and you don't want to drop them. You don't want to break them. In this case, it's like I feel safe having it in this case. So you're not as afraid of dropping it. If you just have like a little fabric case, it doesn't really do anything for the laser. And then you got the little thing here, so you can put a lock through it, which is pretty nice, I think, since people like to steal tools. And if you look inside, you got your instructions on there. I haven't taken them out. You don't really need them for anything. This tool is pretty self-explanatory. But it's a nice molded case, and the laser sits right in there, real snug. Now, one of the things I really like about it is that it's got this little slot here for you to put extra batteries, which you should always keep extra batteries for this, because you're going to get to the job one day, like I have, and start laying things out, and then you're like, oh crap, the batteries are dead, and now I don't have time to get batteries, or I'm just going to have to use a plumb bob or whatever or a level, whatever you're going to be laying out. Kind of kills the purpose of having your laser if you don't have batteries. But extra storage for batteries. Now, I usually will keep extra batteries in my tool bag, and like a lot of extra batteries, and then I'll leave the batteries that I'm using on the laser itself right here in this spot, because I feel that the batteries die quicker when you have them in the laser. Like, I might not use this thing for a month or two or something like that, and find the batteries dead, I guess. Or maybe I just use them all. Also, I tend to take them out, put them in my kids' toys, and I'll pick up the wrong ones and put them in the case. Alright, so to use this laser, it's got this lock and unlock here that unlocks the pendulum and turns it on. So go ahead and unlock that, and point the laser where you need it. And you got the side here. On the side here, you got the buttons for what you want. So the dot will be your plumb, so you can do your dots up and down. And then you got the lines to do your cross, so you can do horizontal and vertical. So you unlock it, press the button for what you want it to do. So let's do a horizontal line. That might be a little hard to see on the camera, but let's see if the light's off. It's a pretty good solid line there. And I like it because it goes around the corner like that. It's got a pretty far reach. I believe it's 165 feet. 165 feet is pretty good, I think. Very bright laser. And it'll tell you once your battery's starting to die out. It's got like a little indicator on here. That little indicator will very much blink when your battery is dying out, so you know. So what I'll use this for a lot is just getting whatever level. I like to use it for laying out countertops and stuff. Like when you're doing countertops, you want all your receptacles to always be perfectly level above a countertop. I mean, that straight line of the countertop itself, or the backsplash, you're gonna see your receptacles going up and down. I see this all the time. It's a real pet peeve. And then you got this real sweet, then you got the vertical line here. You can see that, yes, you got the vertical line, and that in itself is very helpful. Trying to see if something is vertically level. And I mean, obviously you want to use a level sometimes, but this is such a great guide, and you just set it up wherever. Now, as far as setting this up, you got this hole here, which is for you to put a screw through it. So you can drill a screw on the wall or stud or whatever, and you just hang right onto it. Let's say if you don't have a magnetic surface, or like a wood stud. But if you're doing a lot of commercial work, then there's metal studs all over the place. You just stick it right onto the wall, and you're golden. Well, let's say you don't have a stand, you don't have a metal stud, you got a finished wall, so you don't want to go on that. I'll find whatever metal surface that's kind of somewhat level, and let the self-leveling level itself out. So you can use this on like whatever metal surface you can find. I have to use just about everything I can think of. Like if I don't have the stand with me, I'll put it on let's say like this metal chair here, or if you ever see like the metal drywall corners, I'll stick these onto one of those metal corners, and it'll stick perfectly on there. Like the magnet's strong enough to do that. So the magnet on this laser, I feel, is so much better than the other brands. Like I've recently used a Bosch laser, and I was very unimpressed with the quality of the magnet on that laser. Like I had some of my helpers running some conduit up in the ceiling and doing some lighting, and we're trying to get everything all leveled up, and the laser just makes it so much easier to get across the warehouse. So we went and we put the level on the I-beam at the height we needed it to level, but it wouldn't stick. Like it kind of stuck, but it was really wobbly. Like if you were to hit the I-beam, just sort of like the wall on there, whatever, it would have just fell straight down. I think it was like 30 feet or whatever it was, and I didn't want to break the tool. And I don't like lending out my tools too much to helpers or people who don't know what they're doing with them, especially because they break them, you don't get it back. But I stuck my level on there, and it was hard to take it off the beam. That's how strong this magnet was. I just stuck it on there, and I'm just yanking it off. I'm just using my force. So I put this level on there, and I'm just trying to fight it to get off the I-beam. That's how good this magnet was. It's just stuck right on there. Now I gotta say, compared to some of the other brands, for the price, I really like this one. I bought this for $2.99 like 3 years ago, something like that, and it's still with me. Hasn't gotten run over by a lift either, like most lasers tend to do. So all in all, I gotta say this is a pretty good laser for the money. I think it's worth every penny. I think I bought it for about $2.99 maybe 3 years ago, something like that, and it's still surviving, just like the day I bought it. Alright, so here's an example of using this laser using one of these metal drywall corners here. I don't know, maybe it's just the metal stud in the wall or something, but it's an option. The magnet's strong enough to hold through the paint and all that. I find that very useful because I've been using it on this job that I'm on to add receptacles around here, and I've been able to get them all the same level. I like to have a uniform look with whatever I'm doing. Like if you're gonna put a receptacle at the same height as one over here, you want the same one across the room to match the one that's already existing. And sometimes you can measure it, but this is so much easier because the laser is just gonna shoot all the way across the room, and it saves you the time of measuring. And look at that. When I'm done, I just take it right off the wall. Didn't leave any marks. Didn't drill any holes. Didn't use any stand. Just stuck it right on there. Put it at the height that you need it. Turn it on. And then hit the button for whatever it is that you need. Do the cross line. The crossline works pretty cool because I can get the angle of the box that I need. So let's say, that's pretty sweet. Let's say I'm doing like boxes and stuff. This is level on both ways. It's self-leveling. So I can use these lines and just put my box on the wall where it's going to be mounted using the cross, and I can trace out this corner here, and I get a nice, I can cut the drywall nice and perfect. And you know, we always want to get the cleanest cut around our box, especially when doing cutting boxes. So, all in all, awesome laser, great for the price. I love it, and I'm sure you'll love it too. So if this is something you've been looking for, or if you really think you might like this laser, I'm going to leave some links down below for this laser level, as well as some other ones and some other different brands that I also like. I just don't have them with me to review them, but I can say that they're pretty good quality. Go ahead and check those out. I mean, this is a tool that you should definitely have. Every electrician should have one of these tools. It's worth every dollar. This is a money-making tool. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, or you like our other videos, you know somebody that might find this useful, please subscribe. Also, check out electricaltoolsandtips.com.